Take one more. Tatum. Oh, he got one. Drives down. That's thrown.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another Celtics Central video. So today I want to talk about the Team USA Olympics. Again, they won gold against France a couple days ago, securing a gold for LeBron, KD, Steph. Steph had a masterful last two games. Honestly, looked like 2016, 2017 MVP Steph again, which is awesome to see. But I really want to focus on today about talking about Jason Tatum and kind of what he had to go through and endure during this 2024 Olympics. So if in case you guys missed it, Jason Tatum has been struggling to even find minutes in a lot of games and even getting some DMPs. Two in particular both against Serbia, one in a friendly matchup and one actually in the semifinals. And yeah, so Jason Tatum being a All NBA first team guy. A fun fact I saw, he was the only All NBA first team guy that represented Team USA. Everyone else was on a different team, like Shea, Jokic, Giannis, and others. And so it's very interesting that he wasn't able to crack Steve Kerr's 10-man rotation. Steve Kerr talked a lot about it being a math game, you could say, that Jason Tatum, which is why Jason Tatum wasn't able to find the court a lot of the time. But Jason Tatum is arguably a top 5 to 7 player in the league. And I get it's about matchups and different things throughout the game. So it's not just because you're a top 5 to 7 player in the entire NBA, not just on Team USA. There's more to basketball than that. But I don't see a world where Jason Tatum shouldn't be seeing the court every game for at least 12 to 18 minutes a game at the bare minimum. There's been games throughout this when other players have struggled, like an Anthony Edwards. And don't get me wrong, Anthony Edwards was phenomenal throughout the Team USA. But there was times and spurts throughout a game where he frankly didn't look like he should have been on the court, and he still was. And Jason Tatum just wasn't seeing the court at all. And against a Serbia team in which they frankly were struggling to get rebounds, Joel Embiid was out there not rebounding the ball like he should have, and other players as well. Jason Tatum is a 6'8" wing who can do everything, especially on the defensive side, and he's arguably one of the better rebounders for a size in the entire league. He averages almost 10 rebounds a game during the season, and he's consistently giving effort on that. Because again, rebounds, I feel like it's just a lot of effort type plays. Again, you're tired going down. You worked hard for 24 seconds to force your team into a tough shot, and the last thing you want to do sometimes is rebound the ball. But I think Jason Tatum does a really good job at that, which is another reason why I think he should have seen the court. And then don't get me wrong, though, Jason Tatum has been struggling to find his jump shot for most of the playoffs, and as well as Team USA. I think he shot like 1 for 16 from threes for the entire Olympics, which isn't very good at all. But there's so much more that Jason Tatum brings to a basketball team. His passing is second for his size. I would say only LeBron has better passing on Team USA. And yeah, Jason Tatum struggling to score the ball, but he's a passer, rebounder, phenomenal defender. And I think at times when Derek White was playing, Anthony Edwards gained some minutes, cut into Devin Booker's minutes a little bit. Again, Devin Booker was up and down. I think he did a really good job at buying into his role, though. But I don't think there's an opportunity when Jason Tatum shouldn't see the court. Again, Anthony Davis, Bam Adebayo were pretty good. But I think Jason Tatum could do a lot of similar things. And again, cut out 2 or 3 minutes, cut out some of Derek White's minutes, if not a lot of them sometimes. He was a great glue guy at times, but I think Jason Tatum brought more versatility because Jason Tatum can guard guards, wings, rebound the ball better than Derek White. Derek White is a better point guard, but again, if we have some point guards on the court at that time, a Devin Booker, Steph Curry, LeBron James, we can sacrifice some of that and allow Jason Tatum to get out there and really have an impact out there. I think sometimes he was also in his head a little bit and not able to find a rhythm. We talk about a lot in the NBA with like role players struggling to find a rhythm and not getting consistent minutes. It's hard to really establish yourself, especially when you're being asked to shoot the ball. Again, some players are phenomenal at like a Sam Hauser, Duncan Robinson. Others, when they don't get a lot of minutes and they can come in and light up the three-point line. But as someone like a Jason Tatum, I think he struggles more when he's not getting a consistent rhythm to really find his jump shot, find his place on the court. Because again, you're playing with a team of all NBA first, second, and third team type of guys. You had to find where you fit in, and I think Joel Embiid, it took him some time to find where he fit in. But I think towards the end of Team USA, he was really establishing himself, and that's why you saw him go on a run against Serbia to really close that game back in, allow Steph Curry, LeBron to really finish that game out. It takes some time, and I think Jason Tatum wasn't given that time to really establish himself in Team USA and find where he fit in overall. So in the final game, Tatum did play some. He played 11 minutes in the final against France. He was all right. Good some defensive plays, some assists that he should have had if they were able to finish the ball in the cup. But I think the moral of the story is really wondering why Tatum wasn't able to find minutes. Was it a Steve Kerr agenda thing? I think a lot of people have been saying Steve Kerr has something against him. I don't know if I would go that far to say he has something against Jason Tatum. I think he's just really in has a lot of pride, and once he does something, he gets a lot of backlash from it. I think that makes him want to double down on it and not do it again, even though I think that's a terrible mindset. That's how you get players not wanting to play for Team USA. In the coming years, you saw Jason Tatum after Team USA said he's not going to make a decision based on emotions, how he feels now, because he knows how he feels now is not very good. I bet right now he wouldn't want to play for Team USA again, but he wants to let himself have time, talk about it with his family, and come back, reestablish. He has 4 years from now to really consider and establish if he wants to play for Team USA again. I think it's going to take some time to really understand if this is this going to happen again with Steve Kerr. Is there going to be a new coach? There's been talks that Steve Kerr's this was his last Olympics, and that Eric Spoelstra will take over. I think if someone like Eric Spoelstra takes over, I think Jason Tatum will for sure play again. Because I think Eric Spoelstra won't do that to him again. I think he'll be a starter for every game for Team USA if they go in 2028. As LeBron, Steph, Katie, I don't think will be there. Maybe Katie. I don't know. I guess you can never count out LeBron, to be honest, because he looks like he did 10 years ago at this point. Maybe a little bit less athleticism, but I would say a better jump shot than he did then. He's just aging perfectly, and I think Katie, if he could just, I think just the knee injury is what gets to Katie a lot, and if he can stay healthy, I wouldn't be surprised if he plays again. I don't think Steph necessarily will. I think this was his one and only Olympics, get his gold medal, kind of ride off into the sunset again. I mean, I wouldn't put it past Steph Curry, the best shooter to ever live. But I think this was like that one Cinderella, like perfect fairy tale ending. The last 2 games, he completely took over, looked like his prime self again. I think that was just a perfect way for Steph Curry to really end off his one and only Olympic appearance. But I've been seeing some talks about what the lineups were looking like for 2028. I want to make another video on that, kind of previewing what I think the full 12-man roster should look like. But I think there's no world where Jason Tatum isn't the starter and arguably the best player. He's shown he's the second best player in 2020, or technically the 2021 Olympics in Tokyo, when him and Kevin Durant were really the best players. Tatum averaged 15 points a game in those Olympics and was frankly very good. Him and Katie really helped carry that team when they were undermanned, having someone like a Jaren Jackson. I even saw some of the roster. They had JaVale McGee on that 12-man roster. And again, I don't know what world you see JaVale McGee being on an Olympic team roster. That's just how different that team was compared to this 24 team, the Avengers team. And they both ended up winning gold, but I think this 2028 team has a lot more potential with younger players coming up. Anthony Edwards will be more in his prime. Jason Tatum will be better. Paulo. Again, people are saying Cooper Flag might end up being on this team. I wouldn't be surprised. They always have a young guy. This year was like the Anthony Edwards type of guy. And Anthony Edwards played significant minutes for Team USA. So maybe Cooper Flag can. A lot of players have been saying in their warm-ups and their scrimmages before they went out to play their expedition games, Cooper Flag was playing phenomenal against them. And they said he looks like an NBA player. So 4 more years of maturity, get a couple of years under his belt. I think he could be someone who makes an impact on that Team USA roster, as well as others. You have another Celtics member in Jaylen Brown, wondering, is he going to play? If I was Jaylen Brown, I wouldn't play. Unless Grant Hill is far gone from there, and then they make amends without Grant Hill, Steve Kerr. Both of the people seem trying to do wrong by the Celtics players. they're out of there, then maybe Jaylen Brown would play. And I think he would be a starter, if not a starter, one of the top bench guys getting minutes consistently every game. Again, in 4 years, Jaylen Brown's be 31 years old. I think he is going to age pretty good. He takes great care of his body. He seems super strong. Maybe lose a little bit of athleticism, but I think his jumper will be better in 4 years, being able to consistently hit the three ball. I don't think his defense will take a super big dip by then. It's kind of just if him and Tatum have enough mileage, too much mileage on their body, if they're consistently going deep in the playoffs, they're consistently playing an extra 20 games or so in the playoffs every year. That's in 4 years. That's going to be like a whole extra season they've played compared to some of these other players who aren't making it very far in the playoffs or not making the playoffs at all. So you've seen that with LeBron before, Steph. That's a reason why a lot of times they didn't come out to Team USA and everything is because they were going so far in the playoffs that they just needed a rest. LeBron was consistently going to game sevens with the Warriors and others each and every year where they cannot keep playing Team USA if they want to extend their career. How LeBron's playing at 39 years old. Steph, I think, is 36, 37. They can't keep playing Team USA, but I think Tatum Brown will be able to play in 2020. I would say they're younger still. They'll be dipping right into their 30s at that time. I think it should be very interesting what Team USA brings to 2028. If someone like a Jason Tatum, a big name, one of the biggest stars in this league, one of the most marketable people in the entire NBA, will be able to or will decide to show up there. Jaylen Brown, not as marketable, but one of the better players in this league that isn't given the respect he deserves a lot of the time. I think this was really his come out year. I think he put a lot of people on notice of how good he really is on both sides of the ball. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. Do you think Tatum will play in 2028? Will Jaylen Brown change his mind? Will they make amends? Will Grant Hill be gone? Steve Kerr be gone? Allowing them to join and not be butting heads, because I agree with how Jaylen Brown feels. I think it is a lot of times politics and his mindset and his beliefs on certain things, which is why he's not on that team. Because there's no way Jaylen Brown should be on that team. You could say Derek White's a glue guy, and Derek White played phenomenal. Tyrese Halliburton didn't really play, but again, that's a point guard just in case someone were to get hurt. But Jaylen Brown deserves to be on that team. He can do what Derek White does. He consistently can play defense. Passing maybe not as good as a Derek White, but his defense, his versatility of being able to guard 3 to 4 positions at a time, I think allows him to probably should have been on that team if it wasn't for these outside things going on. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. Peace.